Mount Dog Diesel Comics. Last kind of videos for the week before Christmas. Some DC new
holiday. Sorry.
Some DC Marvel. Sorry. DC. What are we doing? Oh yeah, DC Weekly. No,
Yeah,
sorry. This is.
Pick.
I guess it's kind of weekly. Yeah, it's weekly. Okay. So DC Studios boss James Gunn responds to nepotism claims as brother Sean Gunn lands third DCU role.
Mm-hmm.
When DC Studios announces DC slate, James Gunn and Peter Safran were asked about the possibility of Jason Momoa playing both Aquaman and Lobo, which Aquaman comes out today. Both seemingly made it clear that no actor would play two characters in the new DCU. However, Gunn later clarified his position on social media when he explained that the same person could have multiple voice roles, but when it came to live action, the rule was generally no. On Friday, news broke that James's brother, Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad stars Sean Gunn, had been cast as DCU's Maxwell Lord. Pedro Pascal played the villain in Wonder Woman 1984. Though this interpretation is expected to be morally ambiguous rather than a straightforward bad guy. Some quickly said that Sean's casting was an example of Hollywood nepotism, particularly as he's been already eyed to play Weasel and G.I. Robot in Max's Creature Commandos animated series. In the now deleted exchange with a fan, the Superman Legacy director stated, "I said very clearly, actors will generally only be playing one character on screen," and said in the same response that the voice actors for voice actors it's not the same. Sean, Alan Tudyk, Maria Bakalova, Steve Agee all play multiple roles in Creature Commanders. That doesn't mean they won't play different characters on screen. So what's the need you have to desperately need to believe I'm lying that you seem to purposely ignore certain parts of what I said? I also thought he said the people who were doing the voice acting for Creature Commanders will also be playing them in live action.
Yep.
So like,
what he said.
Who's playing Frankenstein? David Harbour, which.
Yep.
So I assumed he would be playing Frankenstein in live action.
So I think what's going to happen is this is going to get backtracked quite a bit.
You think Sean Gunn won't be playing Maxwell Lord, or that he'll be playing Maxwell Lord and not Weasel or...
Yes, I think it's
Robot.
One of those. Unless in the live action, those two characters are only going to be motion capture or... bodysuit stuff or whatever. In that case, are they really doing them live action? Technically they are, but they're not acting.
Technicality, my friend.
Well, I guess they are acting. They're physically acting, but they're not. Their likeness is not being portrayed, right? So is that what we're talking about now? Because I would say that's kind of what it comes
to. Was anyone really surprised that James Gunn is at the center of nepotism again, with people being upset he put his wife and everything? I don't care. Like, Sean Gunn's a good actor. I like him.
I wouldn't say
his wife's good in Peacemaker. So what?
I was saying a few people were upset.
A few people. Oh,
and
it wasn't the entire internet.
No, it wasn't the entire internet. But at the same time, if you go back like 4 or 5 shows of ours, you can remember me saying that when we did our Guardians of the Galaxy review, 3, that it was great. Yeah. But like. James Gunn's new wife.
Yeah.
Okay, again, new wife. Was obviously not only in Peacemaker, because I think they meet. I think they met on Peacemaker.
Did they?
I think so.
Oh, they might have. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so in Peacemaker, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, Guardians was like, I'm pretty sure in the process of being made, a lot of chunk was filmed, and then we had her play the main security lady.
Yeah, she was the one on the booth,
wasn't she? Planet. Yeah. She got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
She surprisingly had a lot of lines, and I kind of felt like, you know what I mean? It was almost not out of place, but a tiny bit out of place.
Well,
and then I mentioned it afterwards.
Is anyone surprised that nepotism exists in Hollywood? It's been like that for...
Wow, no.
It's not going to change overnight. I don't know.
Bryce Dallas Howard, you're my savior.
She's a good director. Stop it.
I know. That's why I said it. But also, at the same time, like, your dad. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, Dad, I need a meeting with this person.
You need a job. Okay, so speaking of nepotism, I guess non-nepotism,
I don't think so.
Not related. Non-related. Superman
that
legacy
for
director.
the person that was in what's the cross-dressing movie? Damn it.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert?
No, oh my god. Okay, keep going. Sorry. Something
Fu,
and
Love
say
from
goodbye.
Julie Newmar?
Yes, yeah.
How did I pull that one out? I've never even seen that movie.
You haven't seen it? Oh my god, it's amazing. Wow. Anyway, Rosenbaum was in it.
So while everyone can agree Nicholas Hoult is a great pick to play Lex Luthor, the decision to put the spotlight on that villain yet again is Superman Legacy has raised some eyebrows.
Yeah.
Has it?
No.
Like if you're redoing Superman, you gotta have Lex Luthor in the universe.
Like 2 people complain.
Oh. If it's true that Brainiac is set to appear, it may not matter, but after Lex has taken center stage in everything from Superman the movie to Superman Returns, even Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, it feels like the reboot is retreading familiar ground. Ultimately, it come down to whether James Gunn is able to do something new with him. Given the filmmaker's longtime friendship with Smallville star Michael Rosenbaum, many have wondered whether he could be given the chance to play the DCU's Lex. When that was put to Gunn on Threads, he responded, "I love Michael, he was my favorite Lex, and he's one of my very close friends, but I wanted a Lex who was contemporaries with Superman." We're not remotely shocked that Rosenbaum wasn't cast, even if it would have been pretty cool, but the Gunn's comments about Lex being Superman's contemporary against suggest Superman Legacy will feature a relationship akin to one scene in Superman Birthright comic book. That's an intriguing dynamic and one that could allow Gunn, Holt, and David Cornsweet to find a new approach to Luthor's hatred for the Man of Tomorrow. We all know about that. I never really got into Smallville. I think I watched a couple episodes for a season. Didn't really find it was for me. I do like Michael Rosenbaum. I listen to his podcast. He's got a good podcast.
Yeah, it's a really good podcast.
And I have noticed he does DC animated movies. He's in a lot of those for voices, and he's pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think if they're starting over and they're doing young actors, like I assume Batman will probably be as young as Superman, or at least kind of the same age, like between 20 and 30.
Well, what do they usually do? They make Superman like a few years older. Is that normally the case?
No, Batman was old. Batman was older in the Snyderverse than Superman.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Superman Returns never had a Batman.
Yeah. I would say they have to be.
He can play something else, but I don't. Yeah, he'll have to play.
Can we all agree he was like? Well, you didn't see Smallville, but he was a really good Lex.
Yeah,
he was so good, dude. Fuck, he was good. Oh man, damn. God, it's good.
Okay, so speaking, we're kind of in the same realm of casting. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon comes out tomorrow, I think. Reviews have not been kind. Apparently it's pretty fucking terrible. But Charlie Hunnam, who of Sons of Anarchy, and he was in that other that spinoff from Freaks and Geeks. What was it called? Undeclared? No. Was it Undeclared?
Is that a spin-off? No way.
Yeah, I think it's in the same universe, isn't it?
What?
Anyways, he was in that. So he was doing the red carpet for Rebel Moon premiere, and someone asked him about Green Arrow, or at least DCU, and he said he had talked to DC back when it was the Snyderverse. Hunnam talked with comicbook.com at a Rebel Moon press event where Hunnam revealed that he was at one point given the opportunity to play Green Arrow. I never talked to Zach about it. Hunnam said, honestly, I don't remember who. It was some people in suits brought the idea to me and thought it would be terribly exciting for me to play Green Arrow, and I did not share their enthusiasm. It's unclear when Hunnam was approached for the role, whether it was for Snyder's Arrow with the franchise or more recently for James Gunn initiative, which is filling out many superheroes and villains to relaunch a DC franchise with Superman Legacy. Either way, Hunnam doesn't seem to be keen on joining the superhero franchise regardless of who's running the show. I don't know who Green Arrow is, so I don't want to offend anyone. I looked at one picture and I was like, I'm not sure green's my color, and I'm pretty sure spandex isn't my material. Beyond that, I was like, one image, thanks, not interested. He actually could be a good Green Arrow. I guess he just doesn't want to.
He could be.
Yeah.
Sure.
He has the look of Green Arrow. He's got the personality
100%.
for it. But, yeah, he's not interested, which is fine.
Thing in my face. Look at this.
He can continue making terrible movies with what the.
It's like I have a
monocle.
On either or.
He can continue making terrible movies with Zack Snyder. Which also says Zack say that the rated R version of Rebel Moon is better, but it's on Netflix, so why wouldn't it just be rated R to begin with?
Didn't he say the director's cut was also like 3 hours and
for part 1? Yeah, but like
40 minutes or something, or 45 minutes.
I mean, isn't that what Netflix is for? To make a movie as long and as good? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
James Gunn recent cameo comments being DC can avoid a huge MCU complaint. So James Gunn kind of ripped the MCU for cameos, and I kind of agree.
Agreed.
DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has commented on cameos in the upcoming DC universe, suggesting that the rebooted franchise might actually avoid a major criticism that has been befallen the Marvel Cinematic Universe and DC Extended Universe in recent years. Since superhero storylines from Marvel and DC Comics started to be adapted into live action, certain actors and characters have been featured in these projects and cameo appearances that don't always have an impact on the larger story. While cameos in DC and Marvel projects can sometimes be fulfilling and entertaining, they have more recently become a crutch for studios, acting purely as fan service with no valid reasoning for their involvement. The rise in empty fan service cameos is a criticism that has now been addressed by James Gunn, the acclaimed director of the MCU's Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, co-CEO, blah, blah. Quote, in his Threads prompt, or his prompt on Threads, Gunn responded to criticism that cameos had been used in recent superhero media simply to mark a checkbox. He, quote, I call that cameo porn, and it has been one of the worst elements of recent superhero films. If a character is in a film, they have to have a reason to be there story-wise. The fact that James Gunn has stressed that actors and characters who make appearances in superhero projects have to have a reason to be there story-wise spells a good news for the DC universe. Arguably, needless fan service cameos have contributed to a huge increase in scrutiny on recent superhero projects in both the DCEU and MCU. So the fact that the DC universe will trim these right down and only include characters that benefit the story is great news. It means that characters included in the upcoming DC reboot will all be delivered on and have true substance, hopefully avoiding this major criticism that has plagued recent superhero media. 100% correct, James Gunn?
Yeah. I mean, pretty damn close.
So we were just watching for the past year we were going through MCU again in 4K. We just finished Thor Love and Thunder. Still not, I didn't like it any better the second time. But Hercules is at the end of it from Brett Goldstein, and are we ever going to see him again?
Yeah.
Like, that was prime example of just throwing Hercules in and not doing anything with the character. Same with the one in Doctor Strange at the end of Multiverse Madness. Charlize Theron. Clea?
Cleo. Pretty sure. I remember there being an A at the end of that. And yes, 100%. Like, oh, that's fun.
Well, yeah, Clea. Yeah, and so in the beginning of the MCU, I felt like those things actually mattered. Like,
yes,
Iron Man at the end of the Incredible Hulk, setting up the that storyline.
Absolutely.
Thanos showing up in multiple and the Infinity Stone? No, the Cosmic Cube, the square, the cube,
the Tesseract.
Yeah, like those actually led. They had a plan for that, and that actually count. Like, you still had to wait for the payoff, but you knew they were. You could trust Marvel to actually do it. Now you can't trust them to do any of it.
Right.
It's been so long that they've just been throwing. Like, is Kelsey Grammer still going to be Beast in 4 or 5 years? Probably not.
So. I also didn't know he was a pure asshole.
Oh yeah, he is.
I had no idea.
I believe he beat up his first wife a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently he's a Trump thumper and fucking everything.
I mean, politics aside, you can say what you want about the division of politics. I prefer to just leave that out of... Well, I prefer not to know that actor is...
Just tack it on all the other shit.
Immigrants and minorities and taking... Anyways.
Anyways.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be in...
I can't see him
X-Men 1,
and Nicholas Holt's not going to come back and be fucking Beast. So...
Yeah, he's now in the DCU. Will be for a long time.
What are we doing?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Can we trust James Gunn, though, 3 years in, and the DCU hasn't done great yet? Will he pivot and be like, oh, I'm going to have to throw on some cameos to get people to come see this? There's also a rumor going around that WB and Paramount are looking at merging.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure he may be around in a year or two to continue this new DCU reboot.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, you know what? It's funny. I never even thought about that because I felt like the contracts that they had put in place was just enough to keep him
cover any mergers or bankruptcies,
like where he is or whatever. But now that I think about it, I'm like, oh shit, maybe not.
I mean, it's clearly we're getting to the point. There's going to be 3 major companies left, right, for entertainment.
Yeah, of course.
Disney, Warner Brothers, and Amazon, Netflix, maybe 4.
4, yeah, 4 sounds about. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess it's kind of this is all preliminary because legally Warner Brothers can't merge again until April because they merged 2 years ago. There was a 2-year limit on mergers for them because they had just merged with AT&T after CBS whatever sold it. So
is that Viacom?
I don't know how the whole structure works. Yeah, but the Redstones are looking to sell their shares, who have a majority in CBS, which owns Paramount, something like that, and then Time Warner owns AT&T. I don't know. It's all all incestuous.
Yeah.
So and here's another one pointing out, Harry Styles in the Eternals.
Yeah.
What are we doing with that? There hasn't been anything.
Nothing. 0.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope James Gunn sticks to his word and makes cameos meaningful. And I hope the MCU kind of reboots that, takes stock of it, stops doing that meaningless cameos. I mean, it didn't really help the Marvels. I mean, it still didn't make its money back, even though it was, a fairly fun movie. Putting that cameo at the end didn't really make it any... I mean, someone just films it and puts it on YouTube, so you have to pay to go see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's DC News of the Week, and here's an ad, and thanks.
Your new multi-vendor marketplace, YouSellComics.com, offers a site exclusively for buying and selling of all things comics. Slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Sell for as low as 5% commission or 0 commission monthly tiers. Run your own auctions, unlimited bin listings. YouSellComics.com.